Let me ask you something you've probably felt but never said out loud. When was the last time you felt genuine, clear, magnetic attraction to someone and actually knew how to act on it without second-guessing yourself? If you're struggling to answer that, you're not alone. Because something fundamental has shifted in how we connect. And almost no one wants to talk about it, because the moment you do, you risk being labeled, canceled, or misunderstood. But here's what I know. You're here because you felt it too. That confusion, that hesitation, that sense that attraction itself has become complicated. So let's talk about it. No judgments, no accusations, just the truth that most people are too afraid to say. And if you're brave enough to be part of this conversation, hit subscribe right now. Because we're going into territory most channels won't touch. Here's what's happening, and you felt it. You see someone, you feel something, interest, attraction, curiosity, and then you freeze. Not because you don't know what to say, but because you don't know if you're allowed to say it. Are they attracted to your gender? Will asking offend them? Is noticing their appearance now considered disrespectful? Should you wait for them to signal first? But what if they're waiting for you? So instead of approaching, you do nothing. And they do nothing. And two people who might have connected just don't. Now multiply that moment by thousands, by millions. Across dating apps, coffee shops, gyms, parties, workplaces. What you get is intolerance or inclusivity. What you get is isolation. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you haven't felt this exact tension. Tell me you haven't stood there, interested in someone, and talked yourself out of it because the rules aren't clear anymore. I'll wait. Here's the part that gets people in trouble, so let me say it carefully. This isn't about condemning anyone's identity. This isn't about trans people, non-binary people, or anyone exploring who they are. Their journey is theirs, and it deserves respect. But here's what we can't ignore. When a society loses clear relational signals, attraction becomes a minefield. Because attraction, real, visceral, magnetic attraction, requires clarity. It requires polarity, masculine and feminine energies in tension. Not dominance and submission, not traditional gender roles, but difference, contrast, the pull that happens when two distinct energies meet. And when those signals blur, when you can't tell at a glance how someone wants to be seen, approached, or desired, your brain does something automatic. It shuts down, not because you're bigoted, not because you're closed-minded, but because uncertainty kills desire. Your nervous system needs safety to feel attraction. And when every interaction feels like a potential mistake, your body says, not worth the risk. If this is hitting home, drop a comment below. Even just, I feel this. Because I guarantee you, thousands of people are nodding along right now but won't admit it publicly. Be the one who does. Let's go deeper. Attraction isn't random. It's not just, oh, they're attractive. It's psychological. Throughout all of human history, attraction has been built on polarity, the tension between masculine and feminine energy. And before you jump down my throat, no, I'm not saying men have to be alpha and women have to be submissive. That's not what polarity is. Polarity is about energetic difference. Masculine energy, grounded, directed, present, protective. Feminine energy, receptive, flowing, expressive, trusting. These aren't rigid. People can flow between them. But when both people show up in the same energy, both trying to lead, or both waiting to be led, there's no charge. No tension. No pull. And what's happening now, in many modern relationships, is this. Men are softening without structure. They're abandoning direction, presence, and groundedness, not because masculinity is toxic, but because they've been told it is. Women are hardening without balance. They're taking on masculine energy, independence, self-sufficiency, control, because they've had to. Because they can't rely on men to show up. And the result? Relationships feel like negotiations. like business partnerships, not like magnetic, undeniable attraction. Does that mean we go back to the 1950s? Hell no. But it does mean we need to stop pretending that erasing all differences will create connection. It won't. People need people. And people need polarity. So here's what's actually being lost. It's not just attraction. It's intimacy. It's the courage to approach someone, the ability to flirt without fear, the confidence to express desire without shame. It's the understanding that men and women, or masculine and feminine energies, complement each other. That they're not the same, and that's good, because when everyone is the same, when there's no contrast, no difference, no polarity, there's no spark. And when there's no spark, people stop trying. They retreat into apps, into screens, into fantasies, into solitary pleasure, because at least that doesn't require navigating a minefield. But here's the truth. That's not living. That's surviving. And deep down you know it. You know you're meant to connect, to risk, to be vulnerable, to desire and be desired, not in some abstract, politically correct way, but physically, emotionally, magnetically. That's what it means to be human. So I'll leave you with this. How do you want to be approached? Do you want someone to ask your pronouns first? Or do you want them to feel the tension and take a risk? Do you want clarity? Or do you want everyone to tiptoe around you? Do you feel this confusion too? Or am I the only one saying what you've been thinking? Leave your answer in the comments. Be honest. Be bold. Because this conversation, it's the one we need to have. Subscribe if you want more of this. We're not here to play it safe. We're here to say what needs to be said. Thanks for watching.